Oh, confirmation students, we are back in the small catechism today, looking still at the Ten Commandments. Don't forget to have on your calendar November 28th, where we'll get back together in person to discuss these things in person and have a meal together. So we're starting today with the fourth commandment. You are to honor your father and your mother. What is this? Answer: we are to fear and love God so that we neither despise nor anger our parents and others in their authority, but instead honor, serve, obey, love, and respect them. Now, this might be one of the harder commandments for younger people like us to obey, because sometimes we become aware that uh, the rules that are in place are not ones we want to follow. That maybe we think we have a better idea about the way life should be lived. But the fact is that we never get finished learning what the right things are, and at certain times in life, we need to recognize that those who have lived longer than us, that care for us, have rules in place for a reason, and that doing what they say to do is often a very wise thing to do. When we honor our father and mother, we acknowledge, their authority over us, but also their love for us. I use this as an example. So when my children were very little, they're older now, too old for this to make a difference. But when they were very little, they would try to run away, and maybe if we were in the front yard and maybe the street was there, they would start playing with a ball and get towards the street. And I would say, no, you can't do that. And they may have gotten upset at that time. They want to play in the street. It looks fun out in the street. But we all, as grown-ups, know you shouldn't play in the street because you might get in the way of a car. It's dangerous to go out there. They didn't know that that was dangerous. They just wanted to live out their freedom. But I, as their parent, out of love, have to intervene and say, this isn't what we do, this isn't safe, explain it to them, and set a rule in place for them to be able to continue to live a happy and joyful life. Now, we can all understand that playing in the street is not smart, but there are other things that we have not yet learned the value of that we have to just sort of take on faith that our parents might know better than us. And I know that requires a leap of faith at times, because we're all aware that our parents are human too, that they make mistakes. But they're often the best guide we have, especially when they're church going folks who have God's word and have God's law within their hearts as well, that they are going to help us to know those things and to do those things that are right and best for us. So that's how we honor our father and mother. The fifth commandment: you are not to kill. What is this? Answer: we are to fear and love God so that we neither endanger nor harm the lives of our neighbors, but instead help and support them in all of life's needs. So do not kill. Now, there are some people who say, well, does that mean when a soldier at war has to kill someone that they're breaking this commandment? There are some groups of Christians that say yes, and that we are to be what they call pacifists, so we're to engage in no violence whatsoever. But they're in a minority, and the greater body of the Christian tradition has said that, when a police officer unfortunately has to kill someone, or in defense of innocent lives, or when a soldier does that, those are tragic things, horrible things. But that's not really what this command is talking about. That this command is mainly talking about malicious murder type stuff. And you see here in the answer, Luther turns it around to say, it's not enough that we just don't kill each other. We should also support each other's lives. So when I give someone food that otherwise would die of hunger, I'm helping to fulfill this commandment because I'm helping them to live. I'm doing the opposite of killing them. I'm helping them to live. And so we take that as it can mean a lot of things for us. The sixth command: you are not to commit adultery. What is this? We are to fear and love God so that we lead pure and decent lives in word and deed, and each of us loves and honors his or her spouse. Now, you confirmation students are too young to be married, but you can see what this means, that when we do get married, when we commit our lives to another person as a husband and wife, that we are to be faithful to them and to love them and honor them and do all things right by them, and to honor the commitment we make in that. And to love them alone in that sense. All right, the seventh commandment: you are not to steal. What is this? You are to fear and love God so that we neither take our neighbor's money or property, nor acquire them by using shoddy merchandise or crooked deals, but instead help them to improve and protect their property and income. So obviously you don't steal. But once again, Luther adds to it by saying that doesn't mean just don't take things. It means help your neighbor um, to keep what they have. That don't swindle people. Help them improve and protect. So not just not steal, but also be just in how we relate to people's things, to people's resources, that we're to be honest, that we're to be just. All right, that's enough for today. I hope that you are having a good one, and we'll see you next time.